Citizen frickin' Sleeper. Put one in there. Got yard clearance. The final pieces of the winter lights sit in neat piles waiting for the collection shuttle from Havenage. Dragos has managed to sell the remaining pieces to the shipyards, a fact that's hard to forget, as he has been telling you about it for the past 2 cycles, and all that remains is for Havenage to come collect. You look around at the yard transformed from when you first arrived. The mostly repaired drones flit back and forth, no longer buzzing unevenly or lost in dark corners, and the scrappers sectioning sorted, the system that you and Dragos have put into place over the past cycles paying off. As you look, you notice the glow of pale light from the office by the entrance, that rundown cab of a building which houses all the records and spare equipment. Dragos must be inside, and you get to your feet and walk over to find out when the shipyard collection crew will be here. Knock. Sleeper, come in. You swing up in the door and walk in. Dragos is sitting at the small metal desk. The shipyards told me they'd be here soon. Then they hand over the sheets, and we are set. He writes something with a stylus on his slate, then shuts it off. Of course we should talk about a bonus. He stands and turns to face you, his face placid. Look, I don't know when the next job is coming in, but this should tide you over for now. He opens his hand to reveal a stack of sheets. Take them. Dragos presses the sheets into your hand. I've done well by you, and you've returned the favour. He strengthens up and clears his throat, and you realise he has prepared what he is about to say. These sheets are for you to take and do what you will with them. They are from me, and they are the last I'm going to give you. He pauses. There's no more work for a sleeper in this yard. He folds his arms. I'm sorry, but that's it. You stay in the container as long as you need, but the yard is done with you. He turns away to his terminal. What do you mean? Don't press me, sleeper. This is for your own good. The glassy apertures on Dragos' headset betray no emotion. You need to stay away, sleeper. He pauses, considering his words. Trouble is going to follow you here. Trust me. What do you know? Am I in danger? Dragos kicks at the floor, frustrated with himself. I'll not be saying any more, sleeper. Dragos suddenly grabs you by the shoulder and drags you out of the office into the yard. He turns you to face a stack of pieces from the winter light, dissected, cut down, totally unrecognizable as a ship. You came through that, sleeper. That should have been you, chopped and stacked. That is what happens here. We cut down broken machines and move them on. Well, I didn't cut you down, but I'm sure as hell moving you on before whoever killed that ship out there comes to kill me. What do you mean? He shakes his head. These ships, they didn't get decommissioned, they didn't break down in dry dock. You think they'd look like that if they did? Someone ended them. That means someone tried to end you, sleeper, and I'm done waiting for them to turn up. We've had our fun, now it's time. Go on. He turns and walks back to the office. That's it, he shouts and goes inside. The silence hangs in the air and you leave, with your pockets filled with clinking sheets and a strangely hollow feeling in your chest. Ah, so that's been removed. I've got one good dice left. Lots of things to do here. I could look at the Free Spoke, the towering transit hub. There's the Spoke Transit Centre, but these are locked. Skill upgrade required. I can scale the spoke. Or try to enter it. I can do a shift at the bar. No, that's not it. No, that's not it. This is it. You can do a bar shift. I'm already working on this, so I'll say yeah, do it. Get a bit of money. Requires up to 199. And I'm out of dice. So I go home and I'm going to end the cycle. This has gone from flickering to fading. Got some new dice. And I can buy Russians at the bar, at this bar. I can also go here. I can spend 15. I think I can. And get this bar here up. Yeah. Go back here and maybe I could complete this. Well, that dice there gives 25% positive, 50% neutral, 25% negative. Possible outcomes here. This is the better one I could use. 50% positive or 50% neutral. Bar shift. Good service. Good service is complete. The overlooked clientele can be a tough crowd. Blah, 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 blah. The Girolles slides from the bottle into the lumpy recycled glass, a pale grassy yellow under the overlook's warm lights. The spacer nods and takes the drink, bringing it up to their face in both hands like an offering bowl. This is the good stuff, the stuff Tala says is aged in wooden casks, stored in some closed-off part of the old station among corroded wires and softly looping systems, though sometimes it is hard to tell if Tala is joking. Either way, you like pouring this stuff. It gets on your fingers, and if you rub them together you can smell the mossy drink, cut through with aniseed, mushrooms, wood, as the alcohol evaporates. You like those who order it too. The aged Girolle is kept beneath the bar, open to order only by those who know it's there, like the quiet spacer sitting at the bar right now. Watch the spacer, or busy yourself. You pull a rag from your overalls and wipe down the bar, the Girolle smell lifting, then disappearing into the stale station air. The overlook is quiet this cycle, the salvagers busy offloading, the regulars likely at the Ort exchange or queuing for work at the Havanage shipyards. You're in the right mood for a quiet shift. Some cycles drag along, the overlook empty and claustrophobic, but this one has caught you just right, and in this moment some kind of calm has descended as you tinker away at the bar, lining up the bottles as your thoughts expand to fill the space. Suddenly you hear a heavy clunking at the door. It creaks open and a huge cylindrical metal tank tumbles through, slamming into the floor. Shit. Tala breezes in from behind it, a whirl of hair and bright eyes. SSS. Tala, or stay out of it. Sleeper, she ducks behind the bar and comes over. Can you help me with this? You look at the huge metal tank suspiciously. How did you get that up here? I'm coming. You come around the bar and get to one side of the tank. Okay, says Tala, on my count. 1, 2, 3. You both heave the tank up to standing. Somehow you hold it in place, struggling to keep it steady. Where's this going? In the back. Somehow you manage to lug the huge thing into the back room, where you place it in one corner, dwarfing the rest of the contents of the small room. As you do, hear a crunch. You stand back and look at the expired rations oozing up from under the tank. Oh shit. Teller looks at you apologetically. I know you like those. That's okay. You push the crushed rations to one side. That's the end of that. Teller looks exhausted and rubs her shoulders. Francis, I swear to. Francis? I mentioned him already. My guy on the door deals with suppliers. Tall. She sighs. He was supposed to be back from Etienne's up in the Greenway by now. Back with our Giraud. She leans against the tank. It seems like he's got lost again. We need that, Giraud. There's 4 other bars near here and the space is sure, so don't come to the envelope for the ambience. She looks through the open door to check if anyone can hear her. She knocks on the hollow tank. So I'm taking matters into my own hands. She smiles. Welcome, sleeper, to the Overlook Distillery. You must be joking. Needs some work. She picks at some paint flaking from the metal walls. Well, I might need some help though. She shrugs. You up for it? She knocks on the tank again. Could be fun. Happy to help. Okay, she grabs by the shoulders. I'm excited. She turns around and looks at the tank. I reckon we chop this thing in half. 1 half for fermentation. The other we turn into a still. We'll also need to gather the ingredients. She turns back and looks at you. You look more like a chopper than a gatherer. She smiles. So how about you build the still and tub while I work on the rest? Oh wait, sleeper, I have an idea. Teller is grinning now and is making you nervous. To make up for the rations, how about we put a kitchen in here too? Will it fit? We'll make it work. She turns back to the tank. This is going to be great. She says to herself. You look at the dented tank and the bare room. At least she has vision. Teller nudges you out the back room and closes the door. As you go back to the bar, you hear the banging and thumping begin. The spacer finishes up their drink and nods in your direction as they leave. You can't quite tell if it's a gesture of sympathy or good luck. So much for a quiet shift. New drive. I have a sealed dock there. Oh, I do have a key. Yeah. Let's get it unsealed. As you slip inside the sealed dock, a pulsing light grabs your attention. Among the discarded tubing and rusted plates, a machine flickers with a warm glow. Approach or look around. Look around. You don't know when this place was sealed, but from the state of the outer doors high above, it must have been decades ago. In this dark, cavernous space, debris sits in every corner along with the traces of rough sleepers, although none of it seems recent. Looking past this layer of decay, you see the now faded messages, symbols and logos of the Eye's original corporate owners, still glinting in the shadows. Among all this, the warm glow of the machine seems to be the only sign of life. Approach. As you get closer, you recognize the machine's blocky shape settled into an alcove in the side of the dock. A kind of upright cabinet. It is covered in faded logos and messages, from which you assume it was once an industrial vendor intended to dispense and manufacture ship fittings and other mechanical parts necessary for the regular running of freight and resource extraction vessels. The manufacturer is listed as Yoviand, and you remember an advert from long ago squeezed among all the off-world recruitment drives that assaulted every planet-born citizen, which chirpily sang that name over and over. You wipe a layer of dust from the cracked screen, thinking of those contractors squeezed by their own corporate employers to pay for every bit of minor maintenance on their rented ships. Enter your registration, chirps a pre-recorded message, catching you off guard. Press some keys, walk away. You reach for the keypad and something begins whirring. At first it sounds like servo motors starting up, but it quickly becomes a whisper, a whining, then a multi-tonal voice that emanates from Neovind. Entity they hear, speak with me. Who's there? Stay silent. There is a squeal, almost like some strange mechanical swallowing or intake of breath. Before the machine speaks again, I have need of you, I have need of me. That squeal comes again, and you see that it is the 3D printing apparatus in the upper part of the machine resetting into place, so that each time the servos can be orchestrated to produce that whining voice. You are in danger. Danger. Are you the vending machine? The machine creaks. You are marked for deletion, entity. Hunter tracks you. The screech rattles through the empty dock. You remember the strange head, the figure, the threads closing in. Who? The Hunter protocol. They taste your signature. The sudden whine sets your teeth on edge. You have seen them. This is the gift of an emulated mind. You close your eyes and the skeleton of the station starts to thrum. Emulated minds are adaptable. Move where neurons cannot. The mechanism resets, but emulation makes you target. Adaptable. Yes, you can move through. Networks, clouds, hardware, software. But you cannot hide there. Hunter is there. The servos judder the vending machine's casing as they reset. Hunter searches for Neosa. Hide in this machine. You look at the ruined vending machine, an unusual hiding place for sure. Can counter Hunter, but need entity outside machine. The light flickers. Need you. A screen attached to the vending machine with a swiveling arm comes to life. It displays a flickering map of the station, ghostly threaded. The cloud points along the rim, glowing deep red. Hunter is always gathering. Too much data. Must build nests, explains Neovend. Masters are gone, but continues. Hunt. Bring this data. Raid its nests. Why can't you? Masters. Hunter will find me, then killer will come. The machine trembles with effort. I cannot leave machine. Connections must remain closed. Bring offerings, save self. Mutual need means friends, they conclude, tired of the conversation. The whirring amplifies and then suddenly drops as mechanisms within the machine click back into place. The glow fades and you're left stood in the dark of the sealed dock, that whirring voice ringing in your ears. So I'll go back in here now. I have a repeatable action, upload Hunter data. So he's looking for Hunter data. Don't have any right now. And I've got 2 dice left. And a whole bunch of things to do. Remember Ethan's tab. Risky. That's danger, that's risky. Scale the smoke. I got 25 positive, 50 neutral. Oh, I don't know to spend that there. I'm going to go look in here, I think. Anything I can spend in here with a 4 dice. Hunter nest. From what you can gather, this nest contains thousands of name strings. But I'm going to need a 2. Don't have it. That's coloured red. That's a 1. That's a 1. Down here, another hunter nest. That's a 1. 2. Another hunter nest over there. That's a 2. That's a 2 as well. Don't have it. Okay. I haven't done anything over here with, well, I kind of, the hull repairs, but I don't know, that's risky. It says risky. I'm going to try. Ship shape's gone up a bit. Progress. The scrap freighter is back. You can unload containers over here at endurance +1, but it's danger. So that will up the dice. It's 50% positive, 50% neutral. To unload containers, they will pay a wage. But it's a dangerous action. Yeah. I've got some energy, got some cryo, and I'm out of dice. It's time to end the cycle. I'm still fading up here. New dice. No great shakes, though. As I'm immediately thinking, because I've got a 1. I might come in here and take a look at this. Bypass. I've got hunter data. Interesting soundtrack. And this is the place where I upload the hunter data. That's the first one. What I got left. This cycle. I could try that again. It's 50 positive, 50 neutral. Yep. I get some cryo, get some energy, and I'm left with a 3. Still got that 1 upgrade point which I haven't spent. Soon it will be time to come in here and buy from the doctor. I've got it listed over here, buy a vial of stabilizer. But it's going to cost me 100 cryo. It's expensive. There's a -1 there, and that's risky. The Founder's Gap. Gonna need 150 cryo. I have it. And I'm thinking I'm going to need that doctor soon as well, so that'll be a further 100, so that will be 250, which I don't have. There's the shipyard back here, which I haven't touched. Risky or danger. That gives a +1 to the dice. As a newcomer, haul materials. I'll try it. Positive outcome, yard hand. Get this kicked off here. I'm out of dice. Ah! It just saved. 26 minutes on the clock. See you next time.